Hi, Headstone Manor Crafters. Today we're going to be making some bugs from the bin and I'd like to show you how to make a lovely dragonfly like this. And to do that we're going to need some recycling. So I've used an old kitchen roll which I've cut along the middle. I've used a strawberry carton which you can get from the supermarket. I've used some tin foil, some milk bottle tops, and these are little dowling rods you get in a kind of room diffuser, or you could use skewers or maybe lollipop sticks. And I've got some lovely coloured foil, but you could use sweetie wrappers if that's easier to find, and a plastic bottle. And you will also need, I've used some really strong duct tape, but whatever tape you have to hand, sellotape's good as well, and some scissors. And I like to start, when I'm making anything, I like to start by looking at a really nice picture of the creature that I'm going to try and make. And I think we're going to start by making the dragonfly's long body here. And I've experimented with this already, and I think the easiest way to make it is by turning your kitchen roll into a sort of cone shape like this. So roll it a bit and then we're going to stick it at the end, okay? So I'm rolling the cone in the foil. I'm going to cut it off. And then I'm just going to squash it in the end to make a nice point. And fold it over at the end there. So to make this part of his body here, we're going to use a plastic water bottle, just the top. So here's one that I've already cut down, and I'm going to fit this into the, I've cut some slots in the end of it so that it will squash down, and I'm going to fit it inside our cone. So that just makes it look a bit more like the shape of our actual dragonfly. And then I'm going to cover this bit as well, I think, with foil, because it's nice, we can scrunch it round and make it into a good shape. So I'm going to cut a bit off. And then I'm going to roll it round. Squish it in at the end. And that gives us quite a nice body shape. And now I think the next important feature are these wings. So for this you need your strawberry carton. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the edges to make the wings. So I'll show you how I do that. You'll end up with a really long strip like this, which you can make two wings out of if you cut it in half. So fold it over and then cut it down the middle. And then you can make two sets of wings. So I'll show you, I've got two here that I've already made. And what I've done is I've used my original picture and I've copied the shape of the wings from my picture, and I've used a Sharpie pen to make the little tiny veins and structures within the wings, which really makes it look like a dragonfly. And some of the lines are so delicate, they just look like little dots. They're not even lines. So I'm going to cut these out and then we'll stick them onto our body, probably using some tape, I think. So your finished wings should look like this. So I think I'm going to cut these down the middle, and then I'm going to get a bit of duct tape, and I'm going to have these ones facing slightly forwards at an angle. So get them level. You might want someone to hold them while you tape them on. And then these pair I'm going to leave joined together, and I'm going to tape them over the top so that when you finish, you can see they're at slightly different angles, so he looks like he's flying or resting his wings on a nice leaf. I use duct tape because it really holds things on, and also it's a lovely silver colour, so it goes with your foil body. I might try and make this bit of tape a little bit thinner so it doesn't cover the wings too much. Okay, so there we go. He's starting to take shape. Okay, so next step, I think we need to make these lovely compound eyes. So to do that, I've got two milk bottle tops, and I'm literally going to put a little bit of tape. You could use sellotape if it's easier, and you're going to tape them together on the back, and then you can turn them over and stick them on. I'm going to use a little bit of sellotape because you won't be able to see it once I've stuck it on. So stick them onto his nose there. You might have to fiddle around with that a little bit until he's stuck. And then the next step, I think, is going to be the stripes on his back. So to do this, I'm going to use this lovely shiny paper, but this might be the time to use your sweet wrappers, or even you could make some different colours with different coloured Sharpies maybe. That would also work. And I'm going to try and make some little bands across his back. I've cut some little strips, and I'm just going to use a glue stick to glue them on. I want some nice bands of colour down his back, because dragonflies come in really beautiful iridescent blues and greens, and I found a lovely kind of reddish gold one in the garden the other day. So whatever colours you have to hand, the idea is just to make him look as beautiful and colourful as possible, I think. Put a bit more glue on that one. And then I think one last band. 3 is always a good number. If the glue doesn't hold it, then you might want to tape it on the underside where you're not going to see. Okay, so then I think the last step is going to be making his legs. So next step, I'm going to make the legs, which we're going to stick on the underside of our dragonfly. So we're just going to turn him over. And I'm going to make these back legs first, which I think are a bit longer than the others. And you could use maybe skewers or little cocktail sticks or lollipop sticks. So I'm going to glue them. I've sort of stuck them together with the tape first. And then I'm going to stick them onto his body there, I think. And then I'm going to put a front pair on. So again, I'm going to stick them with the tape first. And then I'm going to put them onto his body. You might need to put some more tape on afterwards, but this is just to hold it in position for the time being. So our final set of legs, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tape them together and then tape them onto the body. You can see that I've put a little joint in the legs just by gently bending the rod, so that you're not snapping it entirely, but you're just making a little sort of joint for his leg to make them look more realistic. So I'm going to tape them together like that, and then I'm going to tape them just underneath the other pair. And then you can kind of position them how you want them. The tape is quite stretchy. And then if we turn him over, I think that looks pretty realistic. The only other thing you could do is maybe you could draw some markings along the back of your dragonfly. So you could possibly do that using a Sharpie like this, or you could use a bit of black tape or a bit of black plastic bag. Just sort of helps to finish him off and give him a bit of extra detail. You could even paint the legs black if you were feeling like it. But I think he looks pretty good.